Greetings, my saplings. In today's video, we are going to be discussing the Union Jordan 1 in both colorways. To be specific, like always, we will be mentioning some release info and some background information for the sneakers, how to cop them, of course, and finally, some resale predictions for those of you interested. Like always, we're going to kick it off with the background information, but if you're not interested in the background information, that's fine, don't worry about it. Feel free to skip to here for the how to cop portion of the video, but for the rest of you, let's jump right into this. Union was initially opened up in 1989 by James Jebbia and Mary Fusco. At this time, Chris Gibbs worked for them. It wasn't until 2008 that Chris bought the LA Outpost. He essentially turned the Union store into a streetwear boutique that specialized in Japanese designers. Union has created their own private label in November of 2017 called Union, which consists of washed jeans, jackets, and hoodies. Anyway, this November, Jordan collaborated with Chris Gibbs to make clothing and two Jordans. Now, regarding why he made the two Jordans like this, let me explain it. So, essentially, he understands that Jordan Brand's intended purpose is to create athletic wear with good functionality. However, he is also well aware that most people actually wear Jordan as a fashion statement. That's the space he wanted this collaboration to occupy. He chose the Jordan 1 as his silhouette to work on and described it as a timeless sneaker. It was really just an all-time classic and iconic design. Then, just like Union's other pieces, he gave both shoes a worn and vintage vibe. Hence, we see a yellowed midsole, yellowed laces, a yellowed tongue. We also see discolored suede on the leather cuts and even inconsistent stitching. So they basically wanted it to look like a kid who's been fixing up his sneakers over the course of his life. And honestly, I think this is really unique. He didn't just treat this as a sneaker, he literally treated this as an art piece. Finally, he even went a step further and combined two iconic colorways onto each pair. Now, these both already dropped, which I streamed on November 17th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Time, which was pretty hectic and also annoying and frustrating, but don't worry, there's plenty of opportunities to still cop these if you took an L. Like I've been saying this entire week, they are dropping again November 24th for $190. So hopefully now if somebody were to hypothetically ask you what you were wearing, now you will actually be able to tell them a little bit of what you know. But with that out of the way, why don't we move on to the how to cop portion of this video. So to kick it off, the first and most important place we're going to be discussing is UnionJordan.com. They will be dropping on November 24th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time or 9 a.m. Pacific Time. There is worldwide shipping, luckily, so no matter where you are, they're gonna be able to ship to you guys. Everyone has an equal opportunity here. Now, last time, if you recall, they did have a countdown page, and they really messed up that countdown page. It caused a lot of people confusion. The reason it caused confusion was because the countdown was set for 12 p.m. local time, depending on where the viewer was. So for me on the East Coast, it would appear that the timer ran out at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, even though the release is at 9 a.m. Pacific Time. So there was definitely some bad web design here, and I think that's the reason why there's no countdown page anymore. Now it just says restock coming on the 24th. But anyway, this is UnionJordan.com. This is not actually where they're going to be released, but I wanted to show you this because this takes you to where they're going to be released. When you click the word restock, it takes you to secure.unionjordan.com. Now, if they don't, like last time, pop up on that home page, you might have to click collection, scroll down from all the clothing that restocks as well, and find the two Jordans at the bottom. Now, I also have the previous product page links, but considering what happened last time where I had product page links but it turned out not to be the right ones, just in case they pull some funny business like they did, I would definitely recommend that you have the home page already set up just as a backup, but of course, I'll tweet out the product pages for you just in case. Now, I wanted to mention, just like last time, you might see that it turns into a password page. So if you guys remember anything about YeezySupply.com, it is also a Shopify site, so they have the password page very similar to how it's going to be working. And if you guys remember, the way we were able to all take W's off of Yeezy Supply so often was by using a bookmark. We used a bookmark because if you were to simply refresh the /password page, it would keep you on that password page because you're refreshing the link with the /password. But when you create a bookmark for the link without the /password, you're completely fine, because once that slash password goes away, it will take you to the shoes instead of redirecting you to the slash password page when it's not live. So basically, to create a bookmark, all you got to do is go to that site, then in Google Chrome, which you should be using Chrome because you got to make sure you're using autofill for this drop. It's going to save you a lot of time and frustration. Anyway, for Google Chrome, you go to the top of your screen, click bookmarks, then you click add new bookmark. It's that simple, guys, and comes 12 p.m. Eastern time, even a little bit before that, a little bit after that. I want you guys clicking the bookmark because it could go live at any time. Of course, it's very possible that they won't implement a password page like they did last time, but just to be safe, I want you guys to be prepared for this. So basically, like last time, the shoes should pop up right on the home page, but hypothetically, if they don't, click on collections, scroll down, and the shoes should be at the bottom. And of course, you can also try the product page links that I'll provide to you closer to the release date. Now, I think it's very obvious that you want to be as fast as possible, get your order in very soon, and the reason I'm saying this is not because if you're too late, you might take an L, because my own father was able to take a W about 15 minutes into the release somehow. I have no idea how, but the main reason is because last time they oversold a lot of pairs, and a lot of people got canceled. Now, chances are, not 100%, but chances are, if you're one of the earlier orders, you're most likely not going to be canceled. I know some early orders were canceled, but still, I would suggest getting in as early as possible. Definitely expect to see a lot of errors. It's going to be the same group of errors. We think you're a bot, try navigating like a human. Then another classic was your payment is in test mode. Another good one was seeing that there are no shipping methods available. Yeah, there's going to be a lot, and it's very, very frustrating, but I would definitely recommend trying to cop these for at least 30 minutes, guys. Don't give up. I mean, if my dad was able to get these, I think that you guys stand a pretty good chance. If you're wondering if I copped, no, unfortunately, I didn't. I'm pretty jealous. But anyway, we have opportunities this 24th. Also, I just wanted to mention, while you're waiting in line for the Shopify queue, you can feel free to try adding to cart on other Chrome users. Your carts won't be intermingled. So basically, yeah, if you want to try the multiple people jig, feel free and go ahead, because occasionally one size may sell out faster than the other. So on one Chrome user, maybe you try adding a size 4, another Chrome user, maybe a size 12, or whatever you want. Also, guys, let me know down in the comments below if you guys would want me to stream it. Of course, I love streaming for you guys, but if you're not interested, I'm not going to do it. Now, moving on to the next way to cop. A way to cop that you guys could actually get started on right now. You guys know what I'm going to say. I made a raffle list on my Twitter. My Twitter is KeithAdam10. It's a pretty big raffle list, so I would suggest taking your time on it, and you can make multiple entries. I went more in depth into how to make multiple entries in this video right here, but basically all you need to know is that you can use multiple different email addresses, or you can use the +1+2 jig for your email address, where basically if you're using a Gmail account, all you have to do is add a plus and a random number right before the @gmail.com. Then you can make a random phone number because there's no verification through this. For your address, you just have to add an address line 2, 1A, 1B, 1C, 2A, anything like that. But if you happen to live in an apartment, obviously this line's necessary for you, so you don't want to touch that. For you guys living in apartments, all you guys have to do is tamper with the last word of your address. For instance, if mine is street, I could change it to ST or ST dot. Just make sure the characters are different. And for all of the sites that require payment, unfortunately, you will have to use different payment methods. Now, I know that for Europe users, you guys can't use privacy.com, I'm pretty sure. So for you guys, I would definitely recommend checking out the Token app. Anyway, moving on from the raffles, one site that I know is also releasing these at 3 a.m. Eastern time will be Soulbox. Obviously, Soulbox does their queue. It's a pretty bad release. I don't really like Soulbox that much, but you know, it's an opportunity. I would recommend going for it. I have copped off of Soulbox before, and you can use the multiple people jig here since it is a randomized process, but I want you to be aware that they do track your IP address here, so don't be scared if you get IP banned. It is a soft ban, and it will go away after a few hours, so don't stress, guys. Also, of course, if any more 3 a.m. Eastern time releases come up, any 10 a.m. Eastern time releases come up, I will make a site list for you guys on my Twitter or something around the lines of that. Finally, the last place I wanted to mention is Nike sneakers. Images have loaded up onto Nike sneakers US and Europe for both colorways. Now, of course, this doesn't guarantee a release considering Menta pictures loaded up onto Nike sneakers US, but we never really saw a release. Of course, it is important to be aware that there is a possible drop. Not only this, but for Nike Europe drop, actually, there was a draw page loaded up and it went away all of a sudden. I guess Nike just deleted it. So I am expecting them to drop these just because of what happened with Europe, but don't expect your traditional draw or Leo drop. I'm personally thinking that they might shock drop these, or they might do a scratch drop where, for example, it might just look like a black toe shoe and you'll have to scratch the top of it to reveal the new upper. Something around the lines of that. That's definitely a possibility. And of course, there might be one of those exclusive drops that we saw with the not for resale Jordan 1s, where essentially it is randomized, so you would just have to check every single one of your accounts. It says like your dedication is rewarded, so it'll most likely be on an account that you've made a lot of purchases on. And then of course, a sneaker stash is definitely possible, so make sure, if you haven't already, check out my video on how to spoof. When it comes to sneaker stashes, you don't have to pick up, so if they do a sneaker stash, no matter where you are, you could definitely take advantage of this if you're in the country where they released a sneaker stash. But that's the how to cop for you. With that, why don't we move on to some resale predictions. So I think it's very obvious to you guys that these are going to sell out, so for personal wear, obviously you don't want to sleep on these. When it comes to reselling these are going to be very profitable. I want to mention that the blue pair should be significantly more profitable than the black pair, simply because the black pair is releasing in more locations. Hence, there's more pairs in circulation. And also, I wanted to mention, despite some of these other retailers having a very high retail for the shoe, not only that, but also for Union.com or secure.jordanunion.com, you know that shipping is like $60 for some locations, which is absurd, but still, resale will cover it, so don't worry about it, guys. Also, regarding what are the best sizes to get, sizes under 10 when it comes to any Jordan 1 are always going to be the most profitable sizes. But if you want my honest opinion, I'm personally going to be signing up for all raffles in sizes over 10, mostly because it's going to be easier to at least get something. It's more of a conservative approach. So even though if you get the shoe, you might be making less resale money, you're at least going to get something, or you basically have a better chance of at least getting something compared to risking it all for the more expensive shoe and not getting anything. So again, I would suggest taking the conservative approach on this one. You might make a little less money, but you'll have a better chance at least getting something. But with that, I'm going to conclude today's video, guys. Feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed, if you perhaps learned a thing or two. Also, subscribe and turn on post notifications to stay 100% updated on these shoes, or really any hype shoe that's going to be releasing in the future. With that, though, I'll see you guys later. Good luck, of course, and perhaps I'll do that live stream. So, have a great day.
Why are you always in my way, knocking me over every single day? Get your foot off my foot, I should have run the other way. Now there's just one thing to say. Get your foot off my foot,